Hey guys, down here at the Metz farm today and kind of doing a little bit of an update on a video that I made a few weeks ago, talking about this 1994 Ford F350. And I posted a video, like I said, a few weeks ago about some brake issues we were having with this truck. This is a 94. It's got the IDI turbo diesel in it. And I really love this truck. I really do. I don't know if you can see it or not. And having all kinds of brake problems with it. And I got on the internet and on these Ford forums, I got on the Q&A site, and they're saying, oh yeah, it's your master cylinder. Well, we put a new master cylinder on it, and the brake pedal was real spongy. Tried to bleed it, bench bled the master cylinder. Every time you come up to a stop, pedal just slowly sinking to the floor. So then I read on another forum, up underneath the truck on the frame rail, there's an ABS modulator that goes bad on these trucks. You get one at a Ford dealer, like I said in the other video, they're about $400 or $500. I bought one at a local parts store. I think I paid $136 for it. Put that thing on, and yep, it's got a bleeder screw on it, and they have to be bled just like a wheel cylinder or a brake caliper whenever you replace that stuff. And couldn't get them to bleed. Went ahead and got the bleeders loose on the back axle, bled those till I think we ran about a gallon of brake fluid through that thing, and my pedal was still spongy. So I got on another forum, and they're saying, oh yeah, the problem now is your brake booster, and they make a low loss vacuum booster for these trucks. So I spent the money, and here's the old one, brake booster. Wrong. That wasn't a problem. That was a couple $100 that got thrown out of my life, because there's the new master cylinder, there's the new brake booster. If I had this up on the rack right here, which my tractor's on here right now, you'd see the new ABS modulator. We've bled this and bled this and bled this. No luck. Well, then I read someplace else where a guy was saying, yeah, if you take your truck out on a gravel road or a wet slick road and get up about 35 or 40 miles an hour and slam your brakes on, yeah, it'll get the air out of the system and your brakes will work great. And I don't know if you remember my other video or not. I showed you down our driveway. I tried that a few weeks ago. And yeah, it did for about 20 minutes. I got out on the road and was on my way to work a couple days later. And here we go again. Brake pedal just slapped to the floor. So I found another forum. I got on there. And this guy was talking about making a homemade power bleeder. And that's what I did. I took the old cap off my master cylinder from my core, and I drilled a hole in it and put a fitting on it and hooked it up to a pump sprayer. Put about a gallon of brake fluid, .3, in that thing, and hooked this thing up to my master cylinder, screwed the cap back on, and I bled this out first to make sure that all the air was out of this line. I actually used the existing pump sprayer handle to regulate my airflow into the master cylinder from the pump sprayer. You don't need a whole lot of air pressure, guys. About 3 or 4 pounds. That's all you need, okay? Hooked this thing up, got it up on the lift here, got underneath of it, cracked all the bleeders loose, including the bleeder on the ABS modulator. And guys, I'm telling you, you would not believe the air that came out of the system on this truck. It didn't come out of the front, it came out of the back 2 bleeder screws on the rear wheel cylinders. So common sense prevails on this. Don't believe everything you read on these forums about these trucks, about the master cylinder, the brake booster, the ABS modulator, even this thing right here, the vacuum pump. Oh, if that thing's not pumping correctly, you won't have brakes. Well, if that thing's not pulling vacuum, your brake pedal is going to be hard as a rock with the truck running. Same thing when your brake booster goes bad. Or if this little check valve back here, if it's bad. If the brake booster gets a fracture in the diaphragm, or your vacuum pump goes bad, when you've got the engine running, your brake pedal is going to be hard as a rock. Typically, if your brake booster is good and your vacuum pump's good on these diesels, the brake pedal is going to be spongy, just like this one was. Anytime you got a spongy brake pedal like that, where you stop and your brake pedal goes slowly to the floor, and you got to keep pumping your brakes up to keep the brakes working right, there's a 99% chance you got air in the system somewhere. And on these big trucks like this, even cab and a half trucks, with the brake systems that are on these things, guys, there is a ton of brake line that you got to get the air out of. And the old deal, you know, okay, pump them up, okay, hold them, and then you crack the valve open and the brake fluid spews out or runs into a container you got underneath there, and you do that 15 or 16 times, pretty good chance you're not going to get all the air out of this system. And you can go to the parts store and the parts guy is going to tell you, hey, buy this little handheld vacuum pump device you can put on your wheel cylinder, and you squeeze this handle and you suck all the brake fluid out of it. Yeah, those work sometimes. And I'm not saying nothing bad about them. If you've got one and if you've used it and it's worked okay, great for you. Didn't work for me, guys. That was another 30 bucks sucked out of my life, literally. I got like $11 in that power bleeder back there that I made. Bought the tank at the hardware store, got the cap off my old master cylinder. I got about 89 cents in a fitting, and it took me less than 30 minutes to do it. Right there it is. See it? It's called a power bleeder. There's all kinds of videos on here on how to build one of them. You can build one real fancy schmancy. You can build one cheap like I did, but it works, guys. I've been driving this truck for a week now. Brake pedal right where it needs to be. Just make sure you adjust your brake shoes up on your back axle, because some of these trucks don't have automatic wheel adjusters on them. Okay, that covers the brakes. The brakes are fixed. Air in the lines. About $395 later, with all these new parts and crap and headaches for 2 weeks, air in the lines. Trust me, air in the lines. Now, here's the next thing. And this covers this real quick. Air conditioning compressor took a crap on me the other day, and hot weather's coming, so I'm going to replace it myself. Never replaced one on one of these older Fords before. I get over here to the accumulator, and here's this fitting. Yeah, crap, where's it at, guys? See this round quick disconnect fitting right here? If I can get that bracket out of the way. Right here. See that? You have to have a special tool for that. So, I got me my brake line removal tool. That's too small. Hanging around here in the barn. What the heck did I do with it? It's laying around here somewhere. I guess I remember where I put my stuff up at. I had a bigger one of those. Well, it didn't work right either. So I thought, well, I live 30 minutes from town. We're back here in the sticks on this farm. Excuse me. And I thought, man, I got to have something laying around this place that I can make one of them stupid brake or quick disconnect fittings out of. And I'm walking over here by my workbench, and I just happened to look down over here, and I found, oh, here's some other quick disconnect things laying here. This is the biggest one that I have. It won't work. Laying here on my bench, I found a bag of syringes. We don't throw these away. We give our cattle shots with these, and those things get to be pricey after about 50 or 60 of those. And I got to looking, and here's what I came up with. You guys are going to laugh at this, but you know what? I just saved myself 20 bucks. Check this out, guys. I took an old syringe, an old monoject syringe that you give your animal a shot with. Or if you're a heroin addict, give yourself a shot with that crap, which I hope you're not. I hope you're smart enough not to do that. And what I did, I took that syringe and I cut it to length. Okay? Made those edges smooth. And I took it over here on my handy dandy bandsaw and I split that guy right down the middle. You could probably do that with a hacksaw if you're real careful with that. So I made 2 pieces out of it. Okay? Brought that guy over here. Stuck him around that line. Pushed it up. Click. There it is. Pulled up on the line, came right apart. Now you're probably saying, well, why in the world would you want to take that apart for? Well, down inside there's an accumulator valve. And I got to get that out of there next. But I just wanted to show you guys, necessity is the mother of invention. I just saved myself about 19 or 20 bucks and a 30-minute trip to town to buy that tool, which probably my parts store didn't have it anyway. And I made that thing out of an old syringe, and it works great. All right, guys, hope you liked the video. Check out my other couple videos I got. And coming up on Mother's Day, hope you guys have a great Mother's Day. Enjoy. See you later. Bye.